And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of The Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host, Jonathan, once again bringing you my thoughts and review for the brand new Pixar film, Lightyear, starring Chris Evans. Now, Lightyear does basically surround itself of a Buzz Lightyear prequel story, except this is the actual film that Andy saw. Andy, as in the owner of Buzz and Woody, he saw as a kid with his dad and fell in love with Buzz, and this is basically the hero who inspired that toy. So, let's talk about it, because honestly, I really like this film. So when we first meet Buzz Lightyear, or just, Buzz Lightyear, he's a space ranger, and, him and his best friend, I believe Henshaw, I believe her name is, Captain Henshaw. I probably butchered that, I apologize. Anyway, him and his best friend, they're space rangers, they're best buds. And something happens where they kind of crash land on a remote planet that they have no idea, and they basically get stuck. However, something happens where Buzz gets the idea of figuring out a way to pretty much jump into hyperspeed so that way they can go back home and complete their mission. So Buzz decides, you know what, I'm going to attempt to try this and see if it works. He does, and something goes wrong. He tries it again, something goes wrong again. And to the point where he keeps trying, and for him, I'm not going to say how, but for him, like a couple hours have spent by, but for everybody else, decades have gone by. He sees his friends literally go through changes, growing old or having families, and he's just stuck in a hard spot due to the fact that he's trying to complete his mission. And what I liked about that moment of just seeing him trying, him failing and trying to be a space ranger, really brought me back to what Toy Story was. Because Toy Story, before Woody told Buzz, you are a toy, Buzz's, mission was to be a space ranger. That's all he knew. He didn't knew he was a toy. So it makes total sense that the guy he's inspired by was having that sense of, morality of, yeah, I'm a space ranger. I have a mission. My mission is to go from point A to point B and complete it and make sure I do it successfully. But in this film, you see him fail at that. And like I said, I'm not going to say what exactly he does to fail, but he fails at it, and he keeps trying and trying. And then he gets to a point where he meets a future Space Ranger team, which is, I believe, the granddaughter of his best friend. So he basically missed a lot. He meets her and her space team, and when you first meet the crew, his new team, they're not exactly the bunch like, oh yeah, they're ready for combat. No, they're pretty much rookies. And when you watch this movie, Buzz has a very somewhat a relationship with rookies. I'm not gonna say how it is, but when you watch the film, it's there. You'll be like, okay, I know what he meant now. So when he meets them, he's trying to figure out, should I try again? Should I help these people become space rangers in their own right? He's stuck in a hard place. He doesn't know what to do. He misses his friends, he misses home, but he's stuck. And then, of course, something happens where an alien invasion, a robot alien invasion, which we get to meet Zurg, he shows up and causes trouble for Buzz and the crew. Now, Buzz and his new crew literally have to team up, and they need to pretty much stop Zurg from conquering the universe. So I found out the voice actors in here. Besides Chris Evans, we have Taika Waititi, which is cool. He plays a tall African-American character who's on Buzz's team. And then, of course, he gets, he meets the granddaughter of his best friend. She's played by Keke Palmer, which is kind of cool. We're going to see her again in Nope. So good for her getting some, acting out there. That's really cool. And I forgot the actor who plays the young grandmother character. Yeah, there's literally a grandmother character in here, and she's, like, awesome. And, of course, Buzz has his faithful psychic Socks, which is the coolest cat robot ever. Kind of want one now. I'm telling you, I think that cat stole the show. For me, personally, the cat and the crew were the best parts of this movie. They had charm, they had humor. They were all hardcore, and they really tried to be, soldiers in a way, to try to, be impressive with Buzz, because Buzz was basically a hero to all of them. It was kind of like, it kind of reminded me of Top Gun, when Top Gun Maverick came out. When I went to go see it, Top Gun, he's done his thing, and then we get new people, and then they see him, and he's like, oh, wow, it's Maverick. He's a legend. Same thing here. They meet Buzz, he's a legend to them. To Buzz, these guys are like, kind of like, rookies. And, yeah, when you watch the film, you get his reaction. But, what I really liked about this film, it did not try to be, oh, yeah, Chris Evans is really taking, Tim Allen's, iconic character. No. Yeah, he said some of the lines, but he made it feel like himself. I was worried about that, though. I thought that was going to be my negative, where he was going to say the most iconic lines of Buzz Lightyear and feel kind of cheesy when he said it, but he made it his own, and it felt kind of real, and I kind of liked that, because that's what I wanted to see. I did not want him to be a carbon copy of Tim Allen, because nobody's going to replace Tim Allen as Buzz. We all know it. But Chris Evans did a really good job of just being who Buzz Lightyear was as a person before we got the iconic toy. So I really appreciate them doing that, and I thought that they did a good job with that as well. The animation here was phenomenal. Like, to me, I thought the space shots looked realistic, more realistic than what WALL-E gave us. Yeah, WALL-E was a lot more brighter, but for space. But here it showed us like the sci-fi adventure style of what space is supposed to be. Kind of like, in the vein of Star Wars, when you see space and it's all open and it's there and you want to be in space, and inspires you to go to space one day. It's like, man, space is creepy, but it'd be awesome to explore one day. But yeah, I thought, it doesn't, there's no super sad moment like Up in Here, or, that emotion shot that's going to hit you hard, like what Up did to all of us, or even Toy Story 3. But, the emotion's there. You feel Buzz's emotions when he fails his mission, and you see it here, and you like, that hurts. You feel sorry for him. Especially he says he's trying to retry and try, and he keeps just, failing at what he's trying to do. It's just like, dang, come on, Buzz, get a win. We want you to get a win. And you see that here. I'm not going to tell you what his mission is, but when you watch it, it's so cool. And I really enjoyed this film a lot. I thought it was a lot of fun. They were three. No, sorry. Is it 3 or 2? 3 post-credit scenes. Sorry, 3 post-credits. The last post-credit scene is very important. So you have to wait till after the Pixar lamp pops back up. And after that hits, the after credit hits, and you'll see it. And I thought that was kind of cool. It had 3 after credits, right after the movie ends, then the mid credits, and then of course, once the Pixar symbol pops up and does this bouncy thing, and hits the Pixar part and does his head turn, it'll go to black, and then it'll go to the scene. And I thought that was cool. If I had to pick a negative about this film, I think my only negative about this film would be, I kind of wish we got Zurg more, maybe a little bit more of a backstory, because he kind of shows up and they kind of give us a backstory, but there's really no purpose of it. Yeah, it kind of gives us you purpose at the end of the, towards the end of the film, by the 3rd act, you kind of, when Buzz meets him, he's like, oh, okay, but I kind of wanted more from that. I kind of wish it didn't play out that it did, and maybe gave us something different, because it kind of confuses me. But what Toy Story 2 did, then here, so it's a little very iffy. I know the Toy Story movies are different from the movie, but still, it's very confusing. But still liked it. Kind of wish Zurg was a little bit more as a villain. But overall, I thought this film worked. I thought this film was a lot of fun. Not the greatest Pixar film of all time, but it's fun. Pixar's always fun. So, I was very excited to see it. Did not disappoint me at all. So, yeah, so give it a shot. Go check it out. Go see Buzz Lightyear in theaters. Take your kids. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, yeah. So, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about. Are you guys excited for the new Buzz Lightyear film or Lightyear film? What's your favorite Toy Story film? Mine's, personally, has to be 3, I love that movie. I think that's the perfect trilogy. 4 is good too, but you know, come on, the trilogy goes first. But yeah. So far, Lightyear great. Hopefully we can get a Woody film now. So let's see what happens. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought. Thank you very much, and have a good night.